Hello once again, Mount St. Mary's fans. My name is Adam Pohl, and it's great to have you with us again for another Mount St. Mary's Coaches Show here at Glory Days Grill in Frederick. Upcoming, we've got a conversation with Mount St. Mary's head coach Jamion Chrisitian. We'll talk about the Mount's 5-game winning streak, where they won 8 of 9. They are 7-1 and in first place in the Northeast Conference. We also will check in with the brand new head coach of Mount St. Mary's men's soccer, as Bryan Cunningham will be here, and a conversation with sophomore center for the Mount men's basketball team in Mawdo Sallah. So once again, this is the Mount St. Mary's Coaches Show, and it's presented by Marlowe Sports, the premier sporting goods dealer in the Mid-Atlantic since 1964. Stay tuned and enjoy. We welcome you back here to Glory Days Grill, as this is the Mount St. Mary's Coaches Show presented by Marlowe Sports. My name is Adam Pohl, and I'm joined by the Mount St. Mary's head basketball coach, Jamion Chrisitian. Coach Chrisitian, you guys have now won 5 in a row. You've won 8 of your last 9. But as a coach, I know you're still looking at ways to build, improve as you come into a very important time of the year here.
Well, you know, I think what we've really tried to do is just stay so focused on being present in the moment and just tackling every challenge that comes before us. You know, it sounds great when you've won 8 out of 9. It's kind of hard for people to realize if you say you haven't recognized that, and I haven't. I don't think our team has either. I think, you know, we've been so locked in on just trying to improve every single day, and that's been our focus as a staff and as a program. You know, one area that we can really improve on, you know, which happens every day, is just gaining experience. You know, we're playing, you know, a lot of minutes for guys that didn't play a season ago, and so there's a lot of guys within the rotation that are gaining experience every single day, like Miles Wilson and Greg Alexander and Mawdo Sallah. And, you know, we're just trying to make sure we're doing everything we can every day to help those guys gain experience. As they gain more experience, we're going to be even better defensively, with the chance to be better offensively as well.
You know, to win a championship, a lot of people think about the games you're going to play against teams at the top of the conference. But what you were able to do this last week is beat 2 teams that are either at the middle or bottom of the conference on the road. And those games are so important. Let's take a look back at it. You guys got a big win at Sacred Heart. And really the key to that game was how good you were right out of the gate. You just had an outstanding start. You got out to a 31-9 lead.
Well, you know, the thing with Sacred Heart, they've always played us really tough every single year. They've just, the way they score the ball, Anthony does such a great job with his team and how fast they play. They've always handled the press really well, and so we knew going into that it was a big game for us. Just, you play opponents, sometimes we match up with you well, as they do, and you know, we definitely wanted to get off to a quick start, and we did. Felt like Coach Will Holland gave us a great offensive game plan. He really had us going on all cylinders coming out of the gate, and you know, our ability to share the basketball really showed early on there, and we're really able to stretch that lead out, and thought we really gained some good experience in the course of that game, just our ability not just to make shots, but the way they were presenting themselves in those different moments.
They were able to go on a run and get back into the game, but it seemed like Elijah Long, I mean, he just provided so many clutch opportunities. He just played great down the stretch for Mount St. Mary's in that game, and you guys pulled away. Well,
Elijah's been tremendous for us. You know, again, another guy who's just passing through the first half of his career here at the Mount. You know, had some injuries a year ago, so I think he's just game-wise, he's just passing through. And so every bit of experience that he's getting has been so valuable. The guy's just such a hard worker, you know, a film rat. I mean, we're going to be watching film tomorrow morning and be getting ready for Robert Morris. Just, you know, he wants to be great at it. He works really hard at it. You know, and so it's been really special to watch him kind of grow into the player that he can become. A lot of credit to the guys on our roster. You know, everyone's doing so many little things that allow for guys like Elijah to score the ball easily or to make plays. You know, he makes some terrific passes, but if guys don't catch and finish, you know, it doesn't really count for much. And, you know, so he's made some great passes to Chris Ray and Mawdo and Junior. And, you know, he's really putting together a great year. But I think our team's really putting together a great year with him. And And I think that's really important. You know, almost 5 guys in double figures.
Right.
You can't do that unless you got guards that share the basketball. We've got two guys in the backcourt that do it as well as any.
And then St. Francis, Brooklyn, it was a low-scoring game. Half-court defense was so big for you guys in that contest, but you led just about throughout and had a very consistent effort, and Junior Robinson had a big game.
Yeah. Well, fired up. I mean, you know, St. Francis, New York's a team we're very familiar with. We've played them. That was the 11th time we played them in the last in my time here.
Right.
So we played them so many times. They're so familiar with us. They always defend us so well, and that's always a tough place to play. They play great at home, and they play excellent defense. And so, you know, when you're a team like us, you know, I'm really excited that our young team can step in there and win a grind-out game that can really grind a game out, play defensively excellent on both sides of the floor. You know, I think when you play these teams that match up with you well, you throw the records out of the, you know, you just throw them out because they don't matter much once the ball goes up. They defend us so well, and so I was so ecstatic with my team after the game, just finding a way to win a grind-out game against a good conference opponent who's going to win some games in the league, and, you know, just finding a way, inching ourselves to it, having a dominating effort on the glass. You know, we've done that in my time here. We have an unbelievable record, and so, you know, I was really, really enthusiastic about our team in that win versus New York.
One of the things that stood out to me was that you guys out-rebounded them, and I think that was a big part of that win. It seemed like for St. Francis, Brooklyn, it was one and done.
Well, you know, people understand is, you know, this rebounding thing is also a thing with experience. And, you know, Chris Ray now is a junior. Has really turned into an excellent rebounder. He's always been a great steals guy and a block shot guy. But, you know, now he's really turned into an excellent rebounder on the glass. Mawdo Sallah, when he plays 24-plus minutes, he's like 8.5 rebounds a game. So we're trying to get him to 24-plus minutes every single game. Right. And they do a great job on the interior, just securing the backboard there for us. And they've done a great job. And then our guards have just done an outstanding job. I mean, you look at Miles Wilson, Elijah Long had 2 rebounds in that game. Junior comes back and gets some for us. Greg Alexander's a great rebounder. So we've really made it a focus, our team, on rebounding. And, you know, we've made it a focus every year. So it's not that we haven't, but it hasn't worked out as well as it has so far this year. But I think our guys, their will to win is really shown on the backboards. And they've done an outstanding job of going back and rebounding the basketball. And sometimes we turn it into offense, but what we really do a great job of is just shows how badly we want to win the game by how well we rebound the basketball.
And it's a little bit about nuance, but I know that this year you've worked a lot on not just going up and attacking the ball, grabbing the ball, but just keeping the ball alive. And I'm noticing that it seems like you're tipping a lot of balls that might be very tough to grab. Maybe a guard might be able to tip it over to get a rebound, and your rebounding has improved since you've been able to do that.
Well, I think that was a product of our high major games. You know, we played early in the year. We were just really struggling to rebound the basketball, and so we just wanted to develop like just keep the ball alive, somebody come and get it, tap it to a guard, and the guys done a great job of it. And, you know, I think the big thing is our guards are in that area, 15 feet free throw line area, coming back and getting the basketball. But it's been such a team effort, and, you know, we got Chris Ray going above the rim, we got Mawdo Sallah going up above the rim, you know, and then everyone else is doing their job and finding those loose rebounds. And, you know, when we do that and we play together, and, you know, we're going to be a really tough team to stop. But, you know, we've got to continue to stay locked into doing it game in and game out and day out. But they've done a terrific job with it so far.
Well, Coach Christian, we're going to talk to Mawdo Sallah, who you talked a lot about here in just a few minutes. And we look forward to talking to you again later in the program about what's upcoming, because the next 4 games here at home, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, you know, the NEC is so challenging. You never get a night off. And so I'm fortunate to have really good players right now, a team of them. And so, you know, I hope you guys enjoy listening to Mawdo. He's a guy who's worked as hard as any person I've been around, and I mean that. And I say it about a lot of guys on this team, but that's just the kind of mentality we have. And, you know, this summer, him and I sat and watched just about every post player in the NBA. You know, we just kind of made it a daily activity to watch how Bismack Biyabo rebounds the basketball, and you know, and how these guys set screens and how they roll. And, you know, it's great to see guys who put a lot into it, that work really hard at it, really start to have a level of success. Mawdo's just starting to scratch the surface about how good he can be. Every game experience he gets, he's growing miles and miles every single day. And so I'm really excited to be a guy who gets to coach him, try to keep him healthy, and you know, just try to keep teaching him every day.
Well, thank you so much, Jamion, and we'll talk to you here a little bit later.
All right.
We're going to have, though, right after this break, the brand new head coach of Mount St. Mary's men's soccer. It's Bryan Cunningham. He'll be with us right after this, as this is the Mount Coaches Show presented by Marlowe Sports.
I am an NEC student athlete. This is the road I travel. This is my journey. Every day is a challenge. Every day pushes my mind and body. Every day demands focus. Every day requires discipline. Every day brings sacrifice. Every day tests my limits. But this is my life, and I wouldn't change a thing. They say that sometimes we become so focused on the finish line that we fail to find the joy in the journey. Not in my case. And the best part, I get to do it all over again tomorrow.
And we welcome you back here to Glory Days Grill. My name is Adam Pohl. This is the Mount St. Mary's Coaches Show. We've here over our first year here at Glory Days Grill doing this coaches show. We've talked to a lot of basketball coaches, but let's talk to the brand new men's soccer coach here at Mount St. Mary's. And it's my pleasure to welcome in Bryan Cunningham. And Coach Cunningham, this is a great opportunity for you, but it's a unique opportunity. You've had a lot of challenges in your professional career, whether it be at App State or, of course, at Central Florida. But this is a unique challenge in starting a brand new program here at Mount St. Mary's.
Yeah, it's obviously a very exciting time for the Mount and all of our alumni and all the fans out there. I'm obviously extremely excited about the opportunity. It is going to be a challenge because we're starting from scratch, but we have such a good base and some good people. Lynn Robinson's been unbelievable through this whole process, and the Senior Associate Athletic Director, Kevin Robinson, and really helping me kind of get my feet on the ground here and get moving fast because we have a lot to do, and August 2018 is going to come upon us pretty quickly.
So that's right, it's not going to be next year, but it's the year following in which the program will start once again. So in this step, you've just come to the Mount. When you talk about these things that are coming up fast, what are some of those first steps?
Yeah, the big thing is to make sure that we're reaching out to all the Mount grads and our alumni that have been so supportive in bringing soccer back, and making sure that they know that I'm truly appreciative, and we've got a long road to go, and we're going to continue to need their support. And then we've got to recruit. I mean, we've got to build the team from 0 to probably about 24, 25 guys over the next year and a half. And then the big thing is to make sure that we're sustainable at the same time. We don't want to make sure we're good in the first 2 or 3 years, and then kind of 3, 4, 5 years down the line we're rebuilding all over again. So I've got to practice a bit of patience on my part and make sure that we build it the right way, and bring in some great kids that are going to truly embrace the Mount and what it represents, and be proud members of a really exciting time and a new era for the Mount.
We're here with Bryan Cunningham, who is the brand new men's soccer coach here at Mount St. Mary's. And Coach Cunningham, this is an opportunity for you when you saw what was to come here at the Mount, and you were brought forward into this role. What excited you about Mount St. Mary's?
Yeah, as I've told people, it just checked a lot of boxes for me personally. I always wanted to coach at a private university, and the Mount checks that box. Being Catholic, it checks that box as well. Being a Catholic university, being close to home where I was born and raised is very exciting for me, and obviously my family's excited that I'm back in the area. My wife's from the area, and then the fact that I think we can win here. And there's great talent within 3, 4, 5 hours of Emmitsburg that I think we'll be able to attract to this program and really build something special here. And I think all those boxes that I was able to check, kind of looking into the position, and then obviously after I've received the position, it's just things that are so easy to sell to kids that you can come here. I don't have to worry about having college football anymore. That in the fall, we got our men's and women's soccer programs that are going to be flagship. And that's really special to me, and that means a lot because I had that as a player, and I'm looking kind of forward to carrying that torch for the fall, as I know Joe is with the women's program, and making sure we always get the Mount off on a good start, for whatever academic year it's going to be.
Talk to me a little bit about your career as a player, because many have talked about what you've done and your accomplishments as a coach coming into this opportunity, but you had a great playing career.
Yeah, I mean, I was blessed to play great soccer here in Pennsylvania, just up the road. As a high school student, I was able to kind of go on and play college. explored the professional route. It didn't work out as I liked, but that's just kind of, everybody runs into that when you pick up injuries. But then it's what led me to coaching. I was able to, from that, kind of parlay, go back and coach with my coach that I played for in college, TJ Kostecki, who's at LIU Brooklyn, who's going to be one of our foes. And then from there, I moved on to the University of South Carolina, worked for a great mentor in Mark Burson. Was able to move to Central Florida. Was there for a great 12 years. But now this is a new and exciting opportunity where I can use my experience as a coach and as a former player. I'm still not that old. I like to stay in shape and stay fit. I'm going to look forward to playing with the players, and hopefully keeping up with them. And just again, making sure that they realize what their dreams are and their goals are in life, and then just trying to help them fulfill that.
We're here with Mount men's soccer coach in Bryan Cunningham. And Bryan, for you, we talked about this a little bit earlier. It's such a different opportunity and a different challenge than usually you are as a coach coming into a program. Usually you're taking over a team that might be of a losing nature and trying to build them into a winner. But here you're starting almost from scratch, and it's going to be a lot of fun for you to be able to kind of mold this thing as you want to.
Yeah, and that's the fun part. It's also the stressful part. I'm going to try not to lose too much hair over the next year and a half. I don't know if that's going to be possible. Some positives are I'll go undefeated next year, which is great, in the fall, and people still love me. But the biggest challenge is, again, to make sure that we do it right. At the end of the day, we want to bring in good kids, high-quality kids, and the good thing is they're going to be all Bryan Cunningham's players, and they're going to become the Mounts players, which I think is special. So I'm not inheriting anybody else's mess. But we are starting from scratch, and we're working through all those little idiosyncrasies now that because there was no program here. It's been absent for a few years, so we just got to get it up. But again, make sure we do it right, and really have to preach that patience. It's really on my part, and making sure again that we're disciplined and we're structured in how we get ready for the future.
Well, Bryan, it's so exciting because one of the things we celebrate here, of course, is the growth of Mount Athletics, and the men's basketball team and coaching. In talking to Coach Jamion Chrisitian, of course, has really grown over the last few years, and now men's soccer. This is a big deal for the school, and we're really excited for you and this opportunity and Mount St. Mary's soccer.
Yeah, I'm excited too. It just all the coaches have been wonderful, embracing me. In fact, that's what kind of the beauty of the private university sector is I've been able to communicate even in the last 72 hours with so many constituents on campus. On Friday, my unofficial first day, pardon me, the president had a reception at his house, so I was able to interact with some professors and some people from all different athletic departments, not just the athletic department, but the university constituents as well. And it's just wonderful, and people are excited, and we can really build on that enthusiasm. I know our alumni are excited. And I truly am really excited for the Mount. I'm excited for me and my family to kind of get up here and get settled and call this place home, because it is very special and it's very unique. And at the end of the day, we want to build something that represents the Mount that they can be proud of.
Well, Coach Cunningham, best of luck, and we'll talk again soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for all your support as well.
That's head coach Bryan Cunningham here of Mount St. Mary's men's soccer. We're going to take a break, and when we return here on the Mount St. Mary's Coaches Show, presented by Mawdo Sports, we're going to sit down with Mount St. Mary's center in Mawdo Sallah. That's coming up right after this.
Now it's official, they're champions of the Northeast Conference.
Shot on goal, back of the net, and he's got it!
And we welcome you back to the Mount St. Mary's Coaches Show, presented by Mawdo Sports. Mawdo Sports is the leading premier sporting goods dealer here in the Mid-Atlantic region since all the way back in 1964. So, my name's Adam Pohl once again, and I'm joined by Mount St. Mary's forward, the big man, Mawdo Sallah. Mawdo, it's been a great year for you. And you've been a little bit behind the scenes, per se, the last few years. Your freshman year, you were injured last year. Becoming a part of the rotation and such an important facet here with the Mount this year has had to be extremely exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's just great to be out there with the guys, and it's fun. I've been sitting out watching the whole time, and it's finally getting a taste of that action. It's just great. Now I get to take part of you know, everything that's going on out there. It's wonderful.
And you guys have had such great success. I'm sure you're aware of the fact here you are about to come home for 4 games in a row, and you're 7-1 in the conference. You've won 8 of your last 9 games. I mean, this is the 28th year of Mount basketball at the Division I level, and the Mounts never started 7-1. So this is really truly an extraordinary season.
I mean, yeah, it is, but it's just like Coach talks about, it's just the second turn of the season. So we just got to put our blinders on and just keep focused. So that's our goal. Aim for greatness, win championships. That's what we strive for here. So we have to keep our blinders on and just keep moving forward, and hopefully it's a special one.
Now, yourself, you're part of this equation. If you think about the Mount playing 7 or 8 guys quite a bit this year, almost half of you have not been in the Mount's rotation before. When you think of Greg Alexander, yourself, and also Miles Wilson. So you just mentioned we're at the halfway point of the season, but we're really 2/3 of the way through the entire year, about halfway through, of course, conference play. This is that time of year where the physicality, you know, how you feel starts to really play, because you guys have been going at it for a long time. So how are you feeling physically? How's your energy?
I mean, I think it's pretty good right now because we get encouraged to like hydrate a lot. The trainers are always on us, trying to see how we're feeling. We go to the training room with Brendan, and he does a great job rolling us out, and really they're doing a great job taking care of our bodies because of their, like you said, we have a little experience with this, but they have been there before and had players that played a lot before, so they know how to take care of people's bodies, so they're really helping us with that. So for the most part, we're all feeling good.
We're here with Mawdo Sallah. This is the Mount St. Mary's Coaches Show. It's great to have you with us here today. And Mawdo, I want to hear your story. We've talked about this before, but it's so unique. You're from Gambia. Tell us first about how you ended up coming to the United States.
I mean, yeah, I first came to America in 2001, but I just came to visit and went back. So my cousin Usman, I came here in 2010, and he was like, wow, you grew so tall, why don't you just stay and play basketball? I haven't played basketball, I only played soccer in Gambia. I mean, I shot around and stuff, but I've never like played on a team or anything. I wasn't that interested in it because I didn't know much about the sport. And he just convinced me to try. It was like, if I found you a school, would you stay? I was like, yeah, I have to talk to my parents about that. I was just 16, so I called and it was like, if you have a good opportunity, might as well take it. So he talked to me and found me a school in Hagerstown, the Bryan Chrisitian Academy. And that's how it all started. I moved, stayed here, started my sophomore year, and then from there, it all took off. Played 3 years there, went to Fishburne Prep School. Ray was getting recruited. I was his roommate, and Coach came to see him, and then he liked what I was doing. So from there, that's how I got here, basically.
What is it like? Is your family still overseas? And overall, what is it like? You know, are they able to follow your career?
I mean, my brother's in New York. He follows me. My sister's in Canada. He follows me. But I still have my mom and dad and my youngest sister in Gambia. So the internet connection and all that stuff in a third world country, I mean, you can imagine what it's like. So they're not really able to stream the games live, but they get pictures. They log on and watch some replays of the videos and stuff and read articles and stuff. So they're following it to a certain extent, but they don't stream live games or anything.
How hard has it been for you to leave your family, come all the way over here to the United States, and be a part of this journey?
I mean, it's tough. I've grown to learn how to like cope with it, but I mean, coming over at 16 and I haven't been back home for what, 7 years or close to it. So it's tough, but now I know how to deal with it. There's no point in getting homesick. And I can't go back, so, I mean, I could, but, so I just, eventually.
We're here with Mawdo Sallah. Of course, Mount St. Mary's getting ready for 4 consecutive home games upcoming over the next 2 weeks. And Mawdo, you guys, you come to the United States, you start playing basketball, you come to Mount St. Mary's, and once again, I mean, we talked about it a little bit prior, but this opportunity now that you're in the lineup, you still have a few years of eligibility left. The way you guys are playing with such a young nucleus, it's got to be so exciting. It is
very exciting, and just to think about it, we have a lot of room to grow. That's scary to think about sometimes, so we just try not to get over ahead ourselves, but it's very special. It's very special where we have the capability to do right here.
Lastly, Mawdo, obviously here you are. You guys have played a lot of road games over the course of the season as a whole in its entirety. But you're about to play 4 straight games at home, and 6 of your last 10 games are at home. And if you do well, then going into the important playoffs, you're going to play a lot of playoff games at home also. I know Not Arena means a lot to you, the excitement, the energy that the Mount St. Mary's fans bring. How exciting is it that you know that you're going to be at home quite a bit here over the next few weeks?
Oh, it's a great feeling. I mean, home court advantage, that's what we all want, right? Mm-hmm. And playing all the games on the road in the beginning of the year, it just made us miss home a lot more. So now we get a chance to play 4 more games away and 6 at home to protect our home court. That's wonderful for us. That's what we want. We have the chance to come out here in front of our peers and all our fans. That's great.
Well, Mawdo, we wish you all the best of luck, and it's just great getting to know you, and we're excited for you and your teammates and the opportunity that's ahead. Best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
That's Mawdo Sallah. This is our Mount St. Mary's Coaches Show. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll talk about what's upcoming here for the Mount with head coach Jamion Chrisitian. That's coming up next, right after this. Here at Glory Days Grill. My name is Adam Pohl, joined by head coach Jamion Chrisitian, as this is the Mount St. Mary's Coaches Show, presented by Marlowe Sports, the premier sporting goods dealer here in the Mid-Atlantic, going all the way back to 1964. So, Jamion, you guys are rolling right now, and what's exciting is the fact that you've got a long home stretch. I think we've talked about it a few times here, the fact that obviously you played so many road games to start the year. Conference started your conference late with 3 out of 4 on the road, and now you're starting to take this turn where you're going to play 4 in a row at home. You've got 6 of your final 10 at home, and if you keep winning, let's hope you play a few more at home in March.
Well, you know, that opportunity is definitely there before us. It's a goal for us trying to play at home in March, to give our great fans an opportunity to see our team at the best part of the year, playing our very best. So, you know, I know that's something that's on the minds of us, and that was the goal of our teams through the course of the year. Again, they've done such a great job of just being locked in here. We got Robert Morris here on Thursday, which is such a very good team. You know, over the last 10 years, what they've been able to do in the NEC is really special. And so anytime you get a chance to bring an opponent like that into your home court with the best fans on a national TV game, it's a really exciting time.
Yeah, the game's going to be on CBS Sports Network. We hope you join us, though, in person. We're going to have a whiteout on Thursday night, so wear your white, and also the first 1,000 fans are going to get a free T-shirt as well. So it's going to be a great atmosphere at Not Arena. We want to pack Not Arena to show the national crowd what it's all about at Mount St. Mary's. This, to play games at home on national TV, this is something we haven't really seen over the last few years. We're going to see it twice in the next 2 weeks. It's great for recruiting.
Well, it's great for recruiting. It's great for our fans. I mean, you know, when you look at what our fans have done in the support of our program over the last, over my time here, it's been so impressive. You know, a year ago, the 24th most increase in attendance,
right,
which is tremendous. This year already, looking at the attendance numbers in the league, we're gonna probably double that, and we're doing a great job attendance-wise again. And just support of our fans has been really special. And so anytime we can bring a national audience in to see what us Mountain people do and how we live our life and what we're passionate about, I think it's really special. You know, it's great for our guys. You know, they put in a lot of hard work. They put in a lot of hours. It's great for them to get a chance to do it in front of so many people. You know, their friends and family get an opportunity to watch. You know, and then for recruiting, it's always excellent because, you know, we'll probably have a ton of recruits who want to be at the game and, you know, over the next few weeks, and it's going to be exciting. But for them to be able to see us on TV, but we played on TV a lot. We played on TV, you know, double more than any other opponent in our league over the last 5 years. So, you know, we're on TV a good bit, but it's great to have a chance to do it at home. And again, part of the best friends in the country.
Robert Morris, you mentioned it, of course, that's who's going to be here at Mount Arena. They're a very good defensive team. They've struggled a little bit to score the basketball. They've played a lot of low-scoring, tough games. But just the history, you can argue that Mount St. Mary's and Robert Morris is the greatest rivalry in this league. There's no doubt that two programs have not played as many big games over the last decade as Mount St. Mary's and Robert Morris.
Well, when you look at the NEC, it often goes in phases. And, when I was in school, Central Connecticut State was the team, and Monmouth was in the league, and they were excellent, and Wagner. And so it goes in phases. And one thing is when you see places like Robert Morris, you realize how good they've been and how dominant they were for a long time. But LIU had a good run as well, and they're back to being dominant again this year. Wagner's very good. And so, one of the things I think when you get a chance to wear the Mountain jersey, you recognize that you've got to, over the time of the NEC, you've been one of the premier programs that's kind of been able to phase in and phase out a little bit better than everyone else in terms of just being consistent. So, we've been really proud of that. We're really proud of where we've been consistently in our league in my time here. And so we've really tried to focus in on that, just trying to be consistent and not being a program that's going to phase in and phase out. But with that said, Robert Morris is really playing good basketball right now. They're really defending. Their identity is that they're going to defend. They're going to really play tough, and they've got great teams when they do that. And so they're right back moving that needle back in the right direction. Andy always coaches them so well, and they're always going to play really tough and physical. So we're expecting a great game against another great opponent, against a team who we're very familiar with as well.
Then it'll be Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock start, and you're going to play Sacred Heart once again. But first of all, it's going to be homecoming at Mount Arena, and it's always one of the biggest crowds of the year, one of the most alive times inside Mount Arena, and we're really looking forward to that atmosphere.
Yeah, homecoming's always amazing. Just the amount of love that's in the building and passion for the Mounts, not just our basketball program, is really special. As a player, it's one of those games you circle because you juice for the opportunity to play in front of so many people all the time. And, it's been great for us because we get a great crowd on homecoming, but, over the last 2 years, we've had great crowds other times. Right. So, I think on homecoming, our guys aren't as nervous as they would have been in the past because they're used to playing in front of big crowds at home. But it's always just a great turnout. We're always playing a very tough opponent, and you're always playing, and it's just such an environment. Every time the shot goes up on the backboard, you can almost hear the crowd, and every time you get a steal, the eruption you're going to have, it's just really special. And it's one of those things, and when you graduate and you become an alumnus, you really look back on those games, and you always remember your homecoming games, your homecoming opponents in the biggest moments.
And Sacred Heart will be in town. It's going to be the second time you played this team in 9 days. It was one of the crazier games of the year at Sacred Heart. It seemed like one team was dominating the game for all parts of the game, but it wasn't always the same team. And it's going to be a tough task to try to hold them off again.
Well, they score the ball so well, and they play so fast, and they have one of the best scorers in the league, maybe in the country. And so we've got to do a better job defensively. A lot of that is because of how good they were doing in the second half of the tempo. But, I like that we're able to really, gut check ourselves and really turn out to play well when we need it, when it mattered the most. And that was the best half of basketball we played all year offensively. And then we really had to sit down and guard the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, and we did that. And so, I think there's so much character that can be learned in the course of a game like that, because at any point you could fold, and many teams would have gotten that situation and folded. But our team has had a great bend but don't break mentality through the course of the year, and that Sacred Heart game was one of those opportunities where we really showed our character. When it mattered the most, we sat down, got stops, made baskets, played great basketball together, and so they're going to be fired up to come in here. No one wants to lose to a team twice, so they're going to be fired up to come in here. They're going to be juiced to have a great crowd, and they're going to want to send every one of our fans home disappointed. And we've got to do a great job being prepared for them. Obviously, Robert Morris is first, but our staff will have us ready to go for Sacred Heart over the weekend.
Lastly, Coach Christian, when you look over your tenure at Mount St. Mary's, your teams have consistently just improved as the season has continued. And especially in your first few years, it seemed like you really were able to peak at the right time of the year. Here you are now, having won 8 of 9. You've won 5 in a row. You're off to the best start in Mount St. Mary's history at the Division I level. Obviously, you want to keep pushing and make it so that still your best basketball is ahead of you.
Well, I think for us, we're so inexperienced at so many spots that I'm just trying to make sure we're doing a great job of help keep things in perspective about how much better we can become if we lock into the details of things. Our attention to detail right now isn't where it needs to be at. We've turned the ball over more than I care for. And, and defensively, we've had some great moments where we haven't been consistent. So I know, and, any coach that's been able to win a championship or play in championship games or had good teams, that everything is going to come down to our ability to do those three things at the highest level. So I'm encouraged that we can improve a lot in those areas. And so, and I don't look at it as much as, we're playing hot now, we're on a streak. To me, it's all about waking up each day and doing the right things. And we've done those things consistently by doing that. We're going to continue to talk about being present in the moment and embracing the moment and just locking into game-by-game opportunities and practice-by-practice opportunities. The guys have done a great job embracing that mentality. I think it'd be really easy for them to look ahead at our schedule or our opponents, but they haven't done that. They've stayed so locked in to just improving each day. They come to practice with an unbelievable energy. Like, I had a coach come in the other day to watch practice, and they were like, "Are you guys still practicing?" I was like, "Yeah, we're still practicing." And they're like, "Your energy is unbelievable."
Yeah.
And it was like you were with us after we played. You were with us before we played. Arkansas. So
Right.
How our energy always is, and so they've been able to have a great energy about them throughout the course of the year. So we've really tried to just marginalize, winning versus losing versus process every single day. They've embraced that mentality. As long as we continue to embrace that mentality, we're going to play good basketball. Doesn't mean you're going to win or lose. You're going to do one of those things. Doesn't mean you're going to win, but it does mean that you're going to put yourself in position to have an opportunity to win if you really buy into that process. We've got a great process mentality right now, and so our job as a staff and my job as their head coach is to try to keep them there, because if we buy into that process of improving and being great teammates and sharing the basketball, making that ball sing when we're playing, we're going to be a tough team to play against.
Coach Christian, I said one more question. I already asked it, but I can't let you go on that. So here we are. We are at a packed Glory Days Grill in Frederick, and word on the streets is that when you guys win at home, Mount fans get free wings here at Glory Days. So the Mount public wants to know, are we going to be eating some free wings when we bring our tickets in here over the next few weeks?
Well, we've got I think the promo is we have, of course, 65 points. We've got a very good defensive opponent in Robert Morris. So if our guys are locked in, they buy into the game plan, the 65 points is attainable, obviously. But we've got to do a great job because Robert Morris is really defending right now. And then, it's all about us just playing together. Anything's possible when we play together. We won't get too locked into winning or losing. We're going to stay locked into the process of it. But if we share the basketball like we're capable of, we almost average 5 guys in double figures. If we can continue to do that and play good basketball, we got an opportunity to do a lot of good things through the course of the year.
Folks, that's Jamion Chrisitian. Coach Christian, thanks once again.
Thanks so much. Go Mounts.
So this has been the Mount St. Mary's Coaches Show. My name is Adam Pohl, and Mount St. Mary's, of course, we got another one coming up, folks, so join us in person. It's February 21st, Tuesday, February 21st at 7 o'clock right here. And we'll have Coach Christian and a player as well for that next taping. So make sure to put it in the calendar, come on out, and join us in person for the Mount St. Mary's Coaches Show here at Glory Days Grill. Our show today was presented by Marlowe Sports, the premier sporting goods dealer in the Mid-Atlantic since 1964. So once again, big thank you to Liz Moyer, who's running the camera, our executive producer. My name is Adam Pohl. This has been the Mount St. Mary's Coaches Show.